Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the weekly live, which is technically the 2 weekly lives.
Indeed.
Fiscal, before we get into our buys, sells, dividends, and more for our last 2 weeks, where can the people watching back find you?
So they can find me on my channel. Link is in the description, and they should join my Discord and consider becoming channel members. I hear that you become much more attractive to women if you do.
Another thing to add on top of that, while we're covering that topic, is if you get the Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs merchandise and the fine-looking shirt that I'm wearing right now, the link is in the link tree below. So, Fiscal has a tank top too. He can show you the biceps they're looking at. But first off, let's get into his transactions. Fiscal, take it away.
All right, so this is the last couple weeks of transactions here. So I believe the first one you're seeing there down at the bottom, and they go from bottom to top as far as oldest to newest, is I somehow bought 100 more shares of Medical Properties Trust. It says the price was $6. That's because this was an option I had sold quite a while ago at the $6 strike. Obviously, the shares are lower than that now, so I got stuck with the shares. But technically speaking, that still lowers my basis, so I'm cool with it. I had a put sold on CVS previously. It expired out of the money. I got to keep all my cash, and I got my collateral back. And of course, I got that premium for doing it. It's all about the premium. It's basically free money. Speaking of free money, business development company, Prospect Capital, paid me a $6 dividend.
You could do a lot with $6 these days. That's like
almost a Starbucks.
80% of a Starbucks drink. You can do a lot with that.
I know. I sold a $4.50 cash secured put expiring on the 8th on Medical Properties Trust. $4.50 strike price. Received almost $34 worth of premium for writing that option.
Okay.
That's basically free money. And if I get assigned, it will lower my cost basis.
Free money is free money.
Yes. So there's a couple of TD Ameritrade. It looks like transfer related things doesn't matter for what we're doing. So just skip those and go straight up to where I bought 100 more shares of Medical Properties Trust for about $490.
We're juicing up this thumbnail.
Again, I was saying that I thought it was undervalued when the stock price was like $11 or whatever. And so certainly if I think it's worth more than $11, I also, because of how numbers work, think it's worth more than $4.90. Therefore, I'm going to keep buying shares.
We got to keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when stocks go down.
The fact that the stock has gone down, but that the valuation has remained pretty much the same, means when it goes down, I should be wanting to continue to add shares. That's how it works. Now, another stock that I'm pretty excited about, and this one better be in the thumbnail too, Paramount. I sold a $14 strike cash secured put on that, received about $38 for that after commissions and fees. And by the way, their share price jumped. I think it's close to $16 now. So
stock guru.
Yeah, I know. I have a lot of Paramount actually. Love the valuation.
But I was told by other people that aren't to be named that Paramount was a bad company and that Disney and Netflix were better and that it's a cigar butt.
I mean, Disney may be better. Netflix might be better at streaming, but you know, that doesn't mean Paramount's bad, and certainly doesn't mean it's bad at this price. I'll buy it at a high price, but no, actually I'll buy it at a low price because that's what value investors do. Oh, also, speaking of sustainable and healthy dividends, we have I got
competitive.
I got $50 from my shares of Intel. And
50 even?
Yeah, 50 even.
That's impressive. That's actually impressive.
It's because I have exactly 400 shares.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
impressive.
Yep. So that's all my transactions and dividends from the last 2 weeks.
All right, I got some good stuff to catch up on.
Beautiful.
So I think we'll start off with the dividends. I think this is a little less, boring, you could say. So I'm gonna pull it up on my YouTube, and I'm sorry it's a little blurry here. Thank you, iMac. But to start off, we got $4.22 from realty income, a non-qualified dividend because REIT, MLPs, and all that other good stuff is non-qualified. But I still reinvested that back at $52. I haven't been buying any realty income, and I've just kind of been nice to see my dividend naturally growing through what the kids call compound interest and the dividend snowball. I'm sorry if that offends some of you guys. Next, we got $10.16 from AbbVie. That's one of my bigger dividends for the month. I actually reinvested this at a really good price, in my opinion, for AbbVie at $138.52. So very happy just to naturally, without having to buy any more, to get my cost per share down from what relatively I've been reinvesting the dividends at, where it's been trading. Then I got a whopping $2.19 from Apple. I don't. It's crazy. You never in the share my dividends section of our Discord, you never see anybody get like an Apple dividend over $3. So a little funny. It would be nice eventually to see Apple, put some focus on that dividend. I don't think it's a priority right now. Neither does it have to be. But their buybacks have been nuts. Then I went straight to the bank on the 17th. I got a whopping 34 cents from Costco. It's 34 cents I didn't have before. It's free money, passive income, baby. Then I got $8.48 from Starbucks. I was very happy to take that, and I reinvested that at $102, which I think is fair price for Starbucks. Happy with that. And lastly, for the month, I got $3.39 from UPS, which I reinvested. I still think that UPS, it's quality enough for me to reinvest it. So then I also got some dividends on the first. Off the top of my head, they were from Visa and Kroger, but they were not on the transactions list here.
Yeah. I mean, gotta love Visa. I mean, they had a big dividend hike this year. And Kroger is about as steady as it goes. So,
all right. Moving on to my buys and sells, and this is pretty big. To start off, I sold one share of UPS at $153 this week. This was about a 5.5% loss, which I was willing to take on the chin. This was basically half of my UPS position right now. UPS is a really awkward company, as I mentioned in the portfolio update in my portfolio, or it's in my video, but it's just an awkward position. I can't really foresee myself adding to it in the future. And for that, I just took the loss on the chin. I'll put it somewhere else where I think I can see myself holding and buying for a very, very long time. From there, I got $153 to spend with and play with on capital. The first, I put $50 into Vici at $29.61. I've been adding to a lot of Vici recently. If you've been watching these weekly recaps, I've been adding a lot of Vici. So when Vici pays in January, it's going to be a pretty big payout, and I'm really excited and curious to see, where I get with that. And then lastly, for the month, and for this, when it comes to transactions, I put $50 more into Starbucks at $100.30. Just adding to, in my opinion, a great company at a fair price.
Yeah. I mean, you can't argue with Vici at these prices today, I don't think.
If Joseph Carlson's buying it, you got to buy it.
Right. I mean, that's practically a law.
All right, we got earnings this week. Nothing crazy. We're obviously not really in earnings season anymore, but we do have a few companies here and there. We got GameStop, which I think is more known right now for Black Friday riots. Broadcom and Lululemon are the two companies that kind of, I'll at least have my eye on. Dollar General too.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be watching Smith & Wesson since I have quite a few shares of Smith & Wesson. yeah. Speaking of stocks people don't like for political reasons,
Dave and Buster's ain't one of them.
Yeah. Probably might be a good idea to keep an eye on whatchamacallit there, Neo. I bet there'll be a lot of interest around Neo. Also, I kind of want to watch, as boring as it is, Campbell's. See what happens there. Yeah. And of course, Broadcom, because it's in the SCHD destroyer.
Gotta keep your eye on your holdings.
Yes, and Broadcom, I think, has been a solid long-term compounder, but I am kind of curious, what the future looks like for them.
All right, that pretty much takes up the weekly recap, everybody. We do this every week. Every Sunday, we post it around 11, 12 o'clock Eastern time. But if you want to catch where the real party's at, the real fun, where the real men go on Saturday nights, real men don't go out drinking. They don't go out simping for women. They come to the Cashflow Kings live channel on 8 o'clock Eastern every Sunday. Or Saturday. Oh.
Yeah, that's I mean, have you ever, there was a song that came out in 2009 from South Korea. It was called Saturday Night. It was by a very popular pop star. And I'll just say what she was talking about for Saturday night, it was us and this live stream. She saw it coming. Yeah.
Let's go. Anything you want to plug before we hop out of here?
This sick Disney Villains t-shirt I've been wearing the whole time.
Shh. That's Disney. That's a Disney plug right there.
I know. We should be sponsored. Since they brought back the dividend, I thought it was appropriate.
We'll go woke for.
By the way, Ryan, I bought it at Target. You're welcome.
Oh my God! I'm telling you guys, when you support us on the channel, it's full circle. If you own some of the stocks we own, it's full circle.
It is. We gotta keep
Starbucks.
You
buy a T-shirt. You buy a T-shirt from the link in description right now. Even though if you say you will and you don't go through it, I'll spend some of that money at Starbucks. Maybe I'll invest in Starbucks. It's full circle here on the channel.
I'm always good for a tank top. Eventually, I can't keep my mitts off them.
he runs through them like. Oh, I was gonna make a Josh Giddey joke there if you're a basketball fan, but
yeah, seriously, you got to get on Saturday nights and watch the lives. It's essential.
You have to. All right. Thank you, everybody. My links are in the description. And, of course, always remember, do dividend stocks, 8 o'clock Eastern, and cash flow is king. Oh, yeah.